Hello, everyone, and welcome to Civ House. I'm Connor. He's Rob, and today we are doing a little bit of just kind of reminiscing. We're in a. I feel like Civ 7's in a good spot, and so today we just kind of want to hop on and talk about our favorite Civ and leader combinations in the game. Before we do that, want to shout out our members. Thank you for supporting the channel, and absolutely give us a like and subscribe. Like if you enjoy the video, subscribe if you're just enjoying the Civ House content. But yeah, Rob, today we're talking favorite Civ and leaders. Excited to do this. We're going to do an honorable mention because honestly, just picking one was just too tough. So we'll do an honorable mention first, and then we'll each get into our favorite Civ and leader combos. We encourage you all to drop yours in the comments as well. This isn't aimed just around like picking the most min-max, soaking the most, meta out of it, but I feel like there are going to be some level of synergies here, Rob, because you got to enjoy playing.
Yeah. You don't want to just shoot yourself in the foot automatically, when playing these combos. So, yeah, I agree.
Yep. So let's get right into it. So, Rob, do you want to start us off with your honorable mention?
Yeah, I will start us with the honorable mention. I'll start with the leader here.
Yeah.
Because funny enough, I was doing a little bit of research last night. I was in bed, saw something on Reddit that was interesting about the Maldives or Maldives. I don't know, Maldives or something like that. And how one of the first people to visit there from the outside world was actually Ibn Battuta.
Oh,
And that's going to be my guy. Yeah, I did not
heck
know
yeah.
this, but apparently Ibn has actually explored or did, explore more of the world than even Marco Polo did. Something wild that I did not know about.
I didn't either. So
Yeah,
cool.
he's a cool dude, man. I'll tell you what, and he's awesome in Civ. I think he's just so unique. We talk about him a lot, dude, but he's so much fun to play. Having the ability to not deal with fog of war is always fun. Again, I feel like I've talked about him a lot, but it's hard not to when
Yeah.
I think he's just really that good, and I think I hope he stays as this unique wild card Civ or leader, excuse me, in Civ. I hope that they don't maybe do another one for a while because I think it's what makes him really fun. And for people like me who love flexibility, he's a standout. It's hard not to want to play him.
Yeah, super unique. Love even. Very excited. So who is your civilization you paired with them?
Yeah, I like the Romans.
Okay.
Yeah, a little bit different here because again, he is very much flexible. You can get those attribute points that you can throw in if you're wanting to do a cultural or a militaristic playthrough. I think both are honestly fine. Having the ability to see everything makes it easier for you to exert your power with your legions and your legatus.
Yeah.
You can have a better idea of kind of what's going on around the world, where people are settling, all that kind of stuff. So, I've always loved Rome. I think Rome is one of my all-time favorite civs in any civ game. If you didn't know this about me, my undergraduate minor is in basically like classical studies. So Greco-Roman history always up there for me, but I've always really enjoyed the Romans even more than the Greeks. So Romans it is.
Yeah, I like it. And also, by the way, if you're wondering why Rob is wearing this blazer with a Pokemon shirt and why I'm wearing a little Pokemon shirt here, you're going to have to head over to Pokemon House to find that out. We've got a Pokemon channel, too, that we're building, kind of similar to what we built with this channel. So if you like Pokemon content, check it out. Quick plug. Anyway, my honorable mention is someone who I've talked about him a lot in this game. I've always wanted him to be good, and it's going to be Pachacuti. Listen,
Pretty good.
there's just something about playing in the mountains that is just awesome. He's the Earth Shaker. Okay, it's so cool. Again, I'm always big on games. Like, I never really like to play what's most meta. Like, if I see a hero or a leader or whatever on an S tier of a tier list, I usually gravitate away from them because I'm like, that's like the developers throwing me a softball. I don't care. I want to hit a curveball. So ever since Pachacuti came out, when he was worse, I liked him more because I was like, oh, no one's playing him. This is my guy, right? And honestly, I got to go to the Exploration Age and pick the Inca on a Civ that also sucks. But the two, two negatives make a positive. I don't know what the terminology is, what the phrase is, but basically two wrongs make a right. I think And now it's kind of weird because I feel like this is actually a pretty decent and viable combo the way the game is kind of shaken out balance wise. But
Absolutely.
just being able, I mean, Machu Picchu is my favorite wonder in the game. Pachacuti is my favorite leader in the game. You throw it all together, and it's just really fun. I don't know how good this necessarily is even still, but if you get the right map seed and you're just surrounded by mountains and you get Machu Picchu up, your yields are crazy, and you're just kind of vibing with Pachacuti, I don't know, it just feels cool. You could be as antagonistic as you wanted towards other leaders, and they can't do anything about it because you're just in your you're in Mordor vibing. So it's not my favorite combo in the game. It's really close though, honestly. Like, this was actually a pretty tough choice for me to pick between honorable mention and main. But at the very least, this is my like favorite in a vibe sense, right? Just mountain vibes with Pachacuti.
I mean, you can't go wrong, and like you said, I mean, he's gotten buffed quite a bit. Honestly, the Incans have too, and even just being able to unlock civs so easily and everything, it makes both of them a lot more viable. And you know, it's funny. Like, I was actually pretty close to choosing the Incans as well.
Oh, wow.
Maybe we're both just secretly like fantasy, dwarves or something like that. We just want to live in the mountains. I have no idea, but yeah, hard not to pick that one. I'm definitely not against it.
Yeah. But now, the moment we've all been waiting for, truly. I mean, if you're still watching, the anticipation has to just be immense for what our favorite leader combos are. So, Rob,
Building up.
what is your favorite Civ and leader combo in Civ 7 and why?
Oh boy, guys. Well, you've probably heard me talk about this one as well, at least a little bit. And we're gonna start with Mr. Machiavelli himself.
Had to be.
I love Machiavelli, dude. Influence is so strong in the game, and being able to play as him makes it even better because you're just gaining so much influence. You're gaining so much gold. You can just control so much of the world, right? I mean, and that's kind of like what his point was, in The Prince, right? Is you can control the world through a few different means, and money and and knowledge, right? The power over others to a certain degree, that influence are two good ways to do it. I always go back to this one, but being able to levy units from city states that you aren't even connected to is huge. It allows you to use your influence in war if you want to for that war support. It allows you to get all of that gold as you just kind of piss everybody off. And a really fun civ to play it with. Maybe not necessarily the best, but I'm sticking in antiquity and I'm going with the Carthaginians. I love Carthage because I always felt like Venice was fun, but Venice was kind of tough back then because you couldn't build anything else. I mean, it really truly was one city and that's about it. Not really my play style. What I do like, though, Connor, is gathering a bunch of stuff, stacking a bunch of stuff, and then making just one awesome city, right? And you could do that now. There's a couple paths, to kind of get there. You can get your way up to Great Britain eventually if you want to. And I just think Carthage is really, really cool. I think Numidian cavalry are strong.
Yeah.
You're able to still do well, with your navy if you want to. You can also just mostly focus on economics and use your colonists to kind of just get you a ton of towns everywhere, get some trade stuff going on, and then you're pissing people off for a different reason because you're settling by them and you're gaining even more and more gold along the way. So I think it's a great combo. I don't know if it's necessarily his best combo. It might be, especially now with some of the changes, like trade towns and stuff like that, but I'm a big fan. I enjoy it. He's been my favorite since day one, and he will remain that until they either nerf him into the ground or they find somebody else to put in there.
I'm convinced you just like him because he's got that riz. He's just on the screen right now, hitting me with the on God for real Machiavelli.
Yeah,
he's just aura farming constantly, and it's just oppressive with how much aura Machiavelli seems to have. So,
dude, it just oozes out of him. And oozing is better too because he is slimy, dude.
Yeah, I thought you picked him just for that, honestly. But no, Carthage is an interesting pick. I didn't expect that. I expected a different Antiquity Age. I thought you picked Greece. But hey, I mean, this is not about this is our favorite. And I know you like Carthage. I know you like Machiavelli. So this actually makes a ton of sense in hindsight. But that's a cool one. Machiavelli's one that I like, and this is actually going to be a pretty funny you know, back to back because my leader, I'll just go ahead and find him here. My leader is Tecumseh. And it's funny because Rob and I are both influence guys. So who knew, right? We found the two leaders in the game that target influence as their like power scaling and have picked them. But it's funny because you and I play this game very differently, and it so makes sense that you're Machiavelli and I'm Tecumseh. Like if we were to be playing a multiplayer game together, this would actually be like a pretty fun combo because we could just try and control the whole board with influence.
Oh yeah.
Every city-state would either be suzerain by us or we'd be taking their troops. It'd be kind of awesome. I'm going to go for a different Civ, though. A Civ that I have always wanted to, like, get a really good game in with this pairing, and it's actually never played out that way. I've just never had the chance to do this in a truly, like, good scenario. And that is going to be Siam in the modern age. Okay?
Oh, okay.
As Tecumseh. So this is one that, again, like I've encountered this duo. I've played it. I've just never had like an optimal seed for it, and I think this has like the potential to be the most fun thing in the game. So it's, you know, you obviously get the unique diplomatic action to immediately become suzerain of a city-state at a higher influence cost than befriend independent. This just has like the most natural synergy with Tecumseh possible, and Siam's also just a really cool Civ. But again, for me, like I think you mentioned it some, Rob, like what is interesting about Civ for me, and this is I think like the huge maps and whatnot really help this, is just kind of the interactivity with like the macro of the game is what is really fun for me. So being able to like dip my fingers in like influencing city-states, using sanctions, using endeavors, while also having some decent science and culture, while also having a military. Like, I like to... This is why I think why you like Eben as well. I like to just do a little bit of everything in my games, because that is, like, the beauty of Civ for me is, like, you know, this unique empire crafting where I can do just kind of, like, I want a little bit of everything. And I think influence really is the cornerstone of that. It's, like, I feel like we've talked about it a decent bit on the channel. We're kind of broken records with everything, it feels like, but influence just feels like this incredibly underrated resource that has always been good in the game, will always be good in the game. And at the very least, it's just my favorite to play with. So, yeah, for me, it's Tecumseh and Siam. I will say I almost picked Greece because Greece is just awesome. I mean, we both could have.
Very easily. It would have been fair. I think Siam is an interesting one. I think it's probably one of my more interesting modern age civs. I hope they'll put in more because I think the modern age is lacking, civ-wise at least a little bit. But especially now that you can unlock it automatically.
Yeah.
You know, I think that combo seems like it'd be extremely good. I have not personally played that combo. I've played a little Tecumseh. I don't think I've gone down the Siam route that I can remember as of yet.
Yeah, see,
I generally lean towards America, Great Britain, and Prussia are kind of the ways I go, but it's a good one.
Same way. I've not done a full playthrough with Tecumseh on the unlocked mode yet, so if as soon as I do, though, that would be like 100% what I'm looking to target would be to get to Siam in the modern age and just influence out. So,
or not to.
Yeah, but that is going to do it. Those are our favorite Civ and leader combos in Civ 7. And again, just like Rob mentioned, now that Civ unlocks are a thing, you really can play any combination you want in this game. I mean, you could always do advanced start, but let's be real, advanced start's just not the play. It's so much more gratifying to build up from antiquity and have like kind of the story behind your empire versus just plopping in the modern age. I just can't do it personally. So let us know in the comments what your favorites are. And honestly, I'd love to, you know, I do occasional, like, very infrequent Let's Plays on the channel. Rob and I occasionally try and stream. We want to do more of that. I'd love to find some combos in the comments and try them in a Let's Play. So definitely throw yours in there, and I will absolutely commit to... How about this? I'll either do a Let's Play of the most liked one or just the most interesting one, okay? So if you're in the comments, drop a combo.
Wow.
I'll play it within the next week. So... otherwise, that's going to do it for us today. But, you know, make sure and check out Pokemon House. We've got some other channels here. It's, you know, at the Game House, we've got a general channel. We've got a Deadlock channel for anyone who play in that game like me. But, yeah, we do some other stuff as well. So check that stuff out. Rob, anything final from you?
No, we just continue to love the support we get here. I like making new leaders, making new civs, all that kind of stuff. So, be on the lookout for more of that kind of stuff. Be on the lookout for more mod stuff as well. We've had some time with mods now, Connor.
Yeah.
And there are some new interesting ones for sure. So be on the lookout for that. But yeah, I think I've said all I need to say.
Fair enough. Well,
talked out here.
Yeah. Thank you all so much for tuning in. As always, here at Civ House, as Rob said, we always really appreciate the support. And from our house to yours, we hope you'll join us for one more turn. We'll see y'all next time.